In the previous movie, we covered the basics of creating a multi-clip using an endpoint to sync our three cameras together. In this one, we're going to use the timecode that was recorded on each of the individual cameras. The first thing you want to do is select the three clips in your browser. You'll right-click and the Make Multi-Clip dialog appears. Now in this case, we're going to sync using timecode, whereas before we used an endpoint or possibly the outpoint. Since we have timecode selected, all we need to do is simply hit OK, and the multi-clip using all three of those camera angles is created. I want to show you one more thing about making a multi-clip using timecode. Let's go ahead and remove this clip from our browser. Simply select it and hit Delete. Now what we're going to do is we're going to select all three of our clips just as we did before, right-click, and instead of choosing Make Multi-Clip, we're going to choose Make Multi-Clip Sequence. Now this is very advantageous if you have a lot of cameras that have started and stopped throughout the recording, yet they still all have jammed timecode. Now if you notice, I see three separate sections in my Make Multi-Clip Sequence dialog. This indicates if I hit OK, it's going to actually make three multi-clips and put them into our timeline. That's not what we want. We want all three of these cameras synced together. Now the reason that it's going to make three separate clips is that the starting timecode on each one is different. This one is 39 seconds and 24 frames, 40 seconds in 1 frame, and 40 seconds in 4 frames. That was their starting timecode. So what we want to do is we want to tell Final Cut, give us a little bit of slack. Go ahead and give us about a 1 second delta or a difference of 1 second between the start points, and it will then sync them all up into a single multi-clip. I'm going to type in 100, hit return, and then click update. As you see, all three clips are now in the same box, and if I hit OK, two things will happen. If you look in your browser, not only do you now have a multi-clip of those three elements, but you also have a new sequence called Multi-Clip Sequence 1. If I double-click to open this up, I'm going to go ahead and hit Shift-Z so we see the entire timeline. So what Final Cut has done is it has created a new sequence that contains the multi-clip, and I can double-click to load this multi-clip into the viewer and see I have three clips that contains all three of my camera angles synced together. We are now ready to begin our multi-camera editing.